Welcome to another episode of Conscious Reconstruction. I am the host with the most, aka Tony Melbourne. I'm joined here with Ash and Charles. I don't have a good intro for you because I'm not supposed to cuss inside of the intro. And so I'm still working on what I want to say. Because mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the prettiest of them all? Doesn't sound as good without me screaming me and then following that up with a B word.
Also, it's me. I am very pretty.
He's a liar.
Wait a minute.
What are you
can't cut
talking
it for
about?
your
Do you
spot
see this soft
in the
face?
intro.
It's supple. I have freckles too. I am adorable.
Adorable, maybe. I'm the prettiest of them all.
Oh
You're
my
not pretty.
God.
I'm pretty sure there's some white lady who say Chris Hemsworth. Look at him. He ripped.
No.
He could grade your face on his abs.
Nah.
I love Chris Hemsworth. She's like, Chris Hemsworth. And I'm like, shut up.
What does he do?
Kick you. Chris Hemsworth?
Thor.
Chris Hemsworth? Oh, yeah, Thor. That
That's what he
nigga.
is.
Yes.
Not pretty either.
Look.
Fuck that dude.
Women wouldn't describe him as pretty.
You're right. They would describe him as hot.
Yep. So, like I said.
Who's a pretty nigga? ASAP Rocky pretty. A little
Cisco
bit.
was pretty.
What's that dude? Jesse. He got like he light skin and he got the
Jesse Somalia?
nope.
Her face. Her face was nope.
He got like the light hazel eyes. His name Jesse something.
Oh, that dude who plays the possibly okay boyfriend in every single black movie?
Yeah, I think so.
The light-skinned dude, curly
No,
hair.
not him. Yeah, Shamar. That's Shamar Moore. That nigga fine on all levels. He
No.
pretty, sexy, everything on that one. But
This
there's
mirror
somebody
has been
else.
lying to
Hold on,
Tony.
wait. No. It hasn't. Because Shamar Moore. Wait, that's not who he's talking about.
Yes, he is. He
No.
said he was in the Tyler
He's
Perry
talking about
movies, right?
Ely.
Yep.
Huh?
He's talking about Ely.
Ely.
Michael Ely.
Oh, Michael Ely.
That's
I
who
think
he's
Ely's kind of
talking
pretty. ASAP Rocky is pretty.
That's who he was talking
Oh,
about.
no. I thought you was talking about Shamar Moore.
No.
Michael Ely, pretty. Who else pretty? ASAP Rocky, pretty.
See, the
nigga
list
with
is just
pouty
growing
lips.
longer.
It's pretty.
Maybe that's the reason why
A$AP Rocky calls himself pretty what? Tony, aka me, because he knows who the prettiest of them all is.
Oh
Nigga,
no,
what?
that's because the Tony used to be filled with pretty boys.
Tony.
No, I'm pretty Tony, nigga.
No, you weren't a member of
They
the
were-
core.
nigga,
You are
what?
not a core member of
They
Tony.
know nigga.
No, they met me as a child.
No, they didn't. Because
That's-
they existed before you even existed.
It's not true, and they did meet me as a child.
No, Tony. It feels good.
All right, well,
Feels good.
It feels good.
they were like my apostles singing the news of the prettiest nigga of them all coming. What are you talking about? What's wrong with him? Like, I don't understand.
This man can warp anything to be about him. This is
Pretty
the
nigga.
stereotypical only child isms.
I
Pretty
am
nigga.
what I am.
I'm a pretty nigga.
Just happens to be that.
Fucking
I don't know what else to tell you. I just
Yeah.
But-
Well, I don't feel good where we are right now. It is sticky and
because you cut
miserable.
the fan off,
We cannot have a fan going on the level of the mics.
then
it's
put it
not
down on the
like
ground.
I can
We
wear
can't have
less
it going down on
clothes.
there. That is the terrible thing about having all these omnidirectional mics. It picks up on everything. Soon we will not have omnidirectional mics. Soon we will have cardioid mics or hypercardioid mics that pick up on even less possible angles.
All I know is there's a solution to the
No,
problem.
there
that you're
isn't a
talking
solution that maintains the quality.
That's not.
You know
I
what would
said.
happen?
You keep adding qualifiers to the words that I'm saying, and
You
I
know
don't
what
want
you would
to
do if
that.
I let that happen? You would call me as like, this episode doesn't sound as good as it used to. Of course it doesn't, Tony. We had a fan on. I don't know why you let that happen.
No, you would just have to figure out how to like mitigate the sound. But anyway, since
You
you,
see how-
can't do that, how was your weekend?
Oh, nappy.
Oh, okay, so you slept a lot, I guess.
Ran on Saturday.
You did,
And then,
you got up out of there.
yeah.
You don't
I mean,
work
I
on
don't go to-
weekends?
I don't go into the sauna. I showed up. I ran. I'm about to start
I'm telling
tracking
you,
my.
you should start going to the sauna.
I don't really need to sit there with it. I don't like the heat, Tony.
It's do it for 10 to 15 minutes and help you lose all the water weight that you have.
I'm good.
I'm telling you.
Welcome to the
It'll
good
put your body
life.
in a good space. It's healthy for you. Like
I
scientifically
don't like the
proven.
heat. It's a sauna outside right now.
No, it's not. No, it's not. This is not the same as that. They're wildly different. This is ghetto.
Legacy.
It's not even hot outside. It's just nasty. It's nasty as fuck. It's like maybe 70, 80 degrees.
And it feels
maybe.
terrible.
And it feels disgusting out.
Sticky.
Yeah, it's not. This is not what a sauna
It
is.
feels
a sauna
like
is
bad weed.
120 degrees, and the reason that you feel sweaty is because no, you're sweating. But the heat is dry. It ain't this. This is
Man,
ghetto.
I was so upset. I went to possibly go get my tires patched because there's a very slow leak in my like driver's side rear tire. So I'm sitting here, and I come into the house afterwards, and like my buddy's in town, so I stopped by there for like 45 minutes, an hour, hung out with him and his family before they had to go out and just go start seeing wedding menus and stuff like that. And then I went home. I walk in the house. My entire house is completely and totally closed. And I walk in, and it's hotter in my house than it is outside. And I'm sitting up here walking around like I wasn't walking before I wasn't sweating before I walked in the house. Walked inside the house. Why is it hot in here? My mother's in there baking pies, all the windows closed, both fans on. I'm like, why are all the windows closed? It felt hotter than it was outside than it is out here. No, it is not. It is hot in here. Like, it is cooler upstairs than it is downstairs, and that's never true. What are you doing? Why is that windows closed? Why is the door closed? Why is everything closed? And why are you wearing flannel pajamas?
I mean, she's older.
My mother is not that old. And you keep in mind, she's leaving this to go do hot yoga.
How old?
I don't know, like 63, 64.
Maybe she hit menopause. Like,
Oh, that happened before I left high school.
maybe she's just
And she always complaining about me.
No. They always get cold now. Once that happens, they just randomly just be freezing. Like, and then they will just make it hot, and it's like, excuse me. No one else's body works like yours.
Well, we
You
have
go take a cold shower.
Yo,
Cold showers are a thing.
the biggest
Cool
thing,
down, cool off,
the
do
biggest
something.
thing for like us or me is inside of my house. There's an unwritten rule where the heat does not go above 69. So
Damn.
yeah, no, none of that. 69, 68. That's what it is all winter.
That's it.
That's it.
Your daddy ain't play no fucking games.
I don't play them games either. If I'm home by myself, it doesn't go above 65.
Man, my
For
father,
what?
my father
Put some
tried to.
clothes on.
Father tried to pull that. I'm turning off. I think a window is open or some shit. So like, what he would do to us would just either cut off the air, cut off the heat. If like whatever, he tried to do that shit with Riley. I cussed him out because she got sick the next day, and it was the middle of wintertime.
Cold doesn't make you sick though.
She said, I don't give a fuck what it was. My daughter is young. She not about to be in a heatless house.
I mean, it can.
It's not
It can contribute to making you sick if you're cold and then you took a shower. Well, if you were dry and warm and took a shower, but your head is wet and then now it's suddenly cold, that rapid decrease in temperature could fuck with your immune system and make you susceptible to colds.
I don't know
So-
what happened.
Technically, no, the cold did make you sick.
It was you
But
dealing with random bacteria.
It could be a contributing factor to you getting sick.
All I know is one day she was sick, was
I'll
not
say.
sick when the heat was on, and then the heat was off, and then she was sick.
No,
so
the heat
then
never
I got
gets
annoyed.
turned all the way off.
No. It did in my house. You don't know
Oh,
my
absolutely.
father.
That's not.
Turned
You can't
all the
do
way
that in
off.
Cleveland.
And he just turned it off because he was trying to punish us and said, no, you gonna turn back on this heat or you gonna pay for her fucking medical bills. Which one gonna be cheaper for you to pay in the long run?
Oh,
And
at that point, I would just hand.
and
At that point, I just hand the heating bill to you
the
and
heat
just
came
say,
back
"Well,
on.
here you go."
Mm-mm. No. I pay to live here, just like the rest of you niggas.
Oh,
So
if
I
you're
have-
paying, then what are you?
Exactly. I wouldn't have said nothing. When I first got there, I wasn't paying anything. So I just did what I could. Clean up, give him my food stamps when I had it. And that was it. But once I start becoming your roommate, things are changing now.
Oh,
I have a say.
it's always super interesting.
Y'all
'cause-
niggas got Tony fucked up. It's definitely going to be at least 70 in the house in the winter.
Yeah,
I walk around like this.
It's
You
just
have, you
adjust.
have other options.
Or no pants.
Put some pants on.
It's either this or no pants. And what I'm in the house about just walking around.
I just adjusted.
What do I need a
like-
shirt for?
To regulate your heat?
No. I have a system that is connected to the entire house where I can just move and it regulates the entire heat. And I can just exist naturally.
Yeah, like you can adjust it. You niggas is weird about the thermostat. Just
Yeah.
adjust it accordingly.
Exactly. What are you talking about?
The fuck?
I'll adjust what I'm wearing.
Like I get it if it's like already 75 and you don't want to get higher, but for some reason you just not getting warm, then I'll grab a blanket. But y'all niggas weird
Already
about
75.
thermostats.
That's not really even attainable on a regular
I'm just
basis.
saying, as an example, if it's 75 and for some reason you feel randomly cold and you don't want to adjust the thermostat, then I'll
get
grab it. But
I'll
y'all
put the
niggas
house at
weird.
80.
Y'all niggas
That
weird
is the
about
fish. That is, Jesus Christ, you're lucky you live in Ohio. If we didn't have the natural gas reserves, God.
No, I feel like that's normal for my house too. Like
80
75,
degrees?
80, yeah.
Excuse me. If I didn't live in Ohio, I would live in a fucking place where I wouldn't need to do that, you bitch ass nigga.
Oh,
The fuck
that's
is he
not
talking
necessarily
about?
true.
I
You
felt
live in
the
Seattle.
fucking
In
This is where it is.
Ohio.
It wasn't this cold.
I mean, it's not. I mean, not that cold, but it's still cold enough to the point where you probably turned on the heat, isn't it?
Not really. It was maybe 60s.
See, at that
50s.
point, you just put on clothes. So just adjust
No,
the heat
I
to
just
65
walk-
and then put some clothes on.
No, I just didn't wear clothes, and
If you could not wear clothes to 65, then
No,
what's
no.
the problem here?
I might actually have because I probably have my oven on. I like dry heat. I don't like the forced air blowing on me. Like that's just annoying. So because I'll be the way I had a TV in my kitchen. So I would be in the kitchen with the TV. I'd wash dishes. There's a little counter there. So I made myself like a little desk area. So I just do all my like schoolwork, everything right there in the kitchen. So instead of cutting the heat on, I just cut the oven on and open it. And now I'm warm where I want to be. So the reason why I can say no, I didn't cut the heat on is because I opened the oven.
It's official. If Charles' future wife is listening, he a thermostat Nazi.
Yeah.
It's a fucking
Thermostat.
yes, he is.
That's
Yes, he
what I'm
is.
like
Look at him
69
in
is
the
like a
fucking seat.
completely totally reasonable number.
No, 65 is a totally reasonable number. He a thermostat Nazi. Let's add this on the list of things I'm gonna be hearing about at the barbecue.
75 is reasonable for air conditioning.
I hope she listening and not knowing that she about to be it.
Whoa. Wait. If it's 100 outside, you said, and muggy, 75 is cool for air conditioning?
100 outside of muggy. Honestly, I would probably do it to 80 just because of the fact that you can only typically get. All right, let me for a majority of my life, I actually service air conditioners and thermostats. You can only get a 30 degree drop from inside to outside with any kind of air conditioner, period. Even though it may feel different, because what you're feeling is actually the removal of the humidity from the air more than you're actually feeling the actual change in air temperature. So it means it's only the most you're getting is a 30 degree drop, no matter what you do. That's what it's capable of doing. So if you
70 from 100 is where it should be.
that's if it's optimal. More than likely, you can't. It's not going to be optimal.
Why?
At the most that you're going to be able to get is 75.
You
No,
seem like
because that means you have that means you have 100% perfect vacuum. You have the exact amount of refrigerant that you need. Your everything. That means your coil is always 100% clean inside, above the air conditioner, and outside. Optimal conditions at 100% of the time is not. It doesn't happen.
I don't know. I feel like I can see you being busy out there cleaning it off after every use.
No, I wouldn't do that. Jesus
He
Christ.
definitely doing it
You
once a
realize
year,
how
though.
annoying that would be?
You doing it once a year though, ain't you?
I mean, I would just pay somebody else to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, that's a part of you servicing the thing that you pay thousands of dollars for.
Charles gonna
That's
make a
like
great
you not
husband.
getting an oil change for your car. What's wrong with you?
Listen, Charles is gonna make a great husband. I want everybody to know right now. He gonna make sure that bill low, and he gonna make sure that air conditioner is thoroughly serviced because he's a meticulous man. It's a good resume, Charles. Build it up.
I'm just meticulous about things that I know
as
about.
a bitch in the house. though.
No, you're not. You might complain, but
No,
he
you're
gonna look
not.
at you like.
Or cold as fuck, depending what. the
80
season.
degrees is not
But I
really
bet you
hot.
that bill
If
gonna get
it's
paid because
60.
he over here like.
If it's 5 degrees outside And the highest you're willing to go is 69.
Regardless, that means if it's 5 degrees outside, your furnace gonna be working like a motherfucker regardless.
Yeah, listen.
You got,
All right,
you got a whole lot of other problems.
You gotta wear sweaters and flannels.
Honestly, at that point, the furnace
nigga.
isn't going off no matter what I do, and you're not gonna
wear a
hit 80
tank top. You
degrees
gonna throw
ever.
a tank top at your face when you say you hot, but I know that bill gonna be paid, so you ain't gonna be
Y'all
complaining
sitting up
too
here
much.
looking at me, and y'all are critiquing me on things I know more about than both of you.
It don't matter. I like my stuff extremely cool and cold. Like my air conditioner right now is always on the lowest, low, and I keep my door closed. So
Charles,
what's that electric bill looking like?
I don't know.
what you
Give
know
the
more
money.
about is HVAC systems.
Yes,
What you don't know more about is how the fuck my body feel.
you're right. I know.
So you can
But-
check what the fuck you know about the HVAC system and bump it on down the road. Because when I be feeling when the heat is thoroughly on and continuously doing what it's doing, that motherfucker get warm. And when it's hot and you cut that motherfucker on and it get the cooling down, that motherfucker get cold. And that's all I need. I don't know what you talking about. But you can monitor the thermostat at your house. I know when we come over, it's going to be hot
Not
in
really.
the summer and it's going to be cold in
hot.
the winter.
It'll be fine because you gonna walk
For
in there.
you. What this
It's
nigga
fine. Who else does it need to be fine for?
Then what I'm saying is true
Also,
for me.
it's still gonna be fine because you know what you're gonna do? You're gonna walk out from a 95 degree weather and you're gonna walk into 80 to 75 degrees
Wait.
and you're gonna be like, this is fine.
Why am I going from 90 to 80? Like, that's not a good
90 to 70.
80
80 to 75.
What's up with him?
Listen, that's
like
his
the
house.
heat on. That's how I
I
got
told you.
what's wrong? You know what? You're right.
Like this
It's
nigga
your
don't
house.
never. This
It's
is
just
I
like-
will come over and know that
I'm
I
a
need to
boy.
have shorts on.
I'm gonna pour her the finest glass of Moscato because she gonna need it. It's gonna be cold, girl.
I'm gonna be wearing.
It's gonna be cold.
I mean, why the hell would I be walking around with pants on inside the
It's
summer?
gonna be cold.
Of course, you need to have shorts on, you hooligan. It's the summer.
Do you
He's
see what
gonna
I'm
call
wearing
his
right now?
wife a hooligan.
Yeah, because you're like
around
you're a
people.
madman.
I don't understand. I have sweatpants.
Put some
on.
underwear on and put some pants on, or put some shorts on.
No. Shorts. I wear shorts occasionally. Mostly to the gym. You know what? I don't have time for this. How is your weekend, Ash? Because I'm done with talking to Charles.
My weekend was pretty cool. Just rested up from my crazy week.
I have a development to pick with you, but go ahead. Tell us about your crazy weekend.
It was just birthdays. Birthdays. Riley's birthday continued on well past her fucking expiration date. Then it was my brother's birthday. My brother Matt's birthday. Oh, I forgot. I went to Matt to go see his father who was in the hospital. I was tired, just to
Heavy.
say that. Man, it
A
was
lot of
just
people for an introvert.
a lot.
Everybody's family members has been in the hospital recently.
Yeah.
Like my man's, his mom was just in the hospital in a diabetic coma.
Wow.
And like just woke up and like didn't know who anybody was for like the first like day or so.
Oh, that was probably
That's
not the thing that
crazy.
you wanted to have wake up. Who are you? God.
Who the fuck is you in my room?
Yeah. No.
What you mean, Mom?
Do you know who I am? No.
Damn.
All right.
I would have cried. Like, what the because you don't never know when that shit about to get better.
It's like, well, you don't know if it's going to.
Right.
At all.
Yeah, no, that was like I didn't find out until after they had already like started to regain their like memory and like be like, all right,
Faculties.
you're my son, that's
Oh,
my
okay.
daughter, and get some of their faculties back.
All right,
But,
that's
like,
all that really matters, honestly. You got two of the more important people.
is
If you
that-
married, you got him.
my mother forgetting me, her only kid. It would be crazy. Think, what?
Yeah, crazy. Like,
I'm your child.
yeah.
Bitch, you
Like,
had me.
That's intense.
honestly, without you, Jesus Christ,
do you
where's the
mean?
entire valid? There's nothing. It's like, well, God no, don't
All
give
right.
a shit about you.
Do you remember
now?
Do you remember that this is your phone? All right. So I'm gonna text you, and you gonna see me pop up, and just go back through that conversation, and recognize that I'm your child.
Oh, what is she
You
like
might
for
not
real?
remember it,
Now make me
but
spicy.
I need you to like
To know it.
to know. And it said like we can make new memories,
See?
but I need you to like
I've been here
Like,
for quite
no,
I
some
need you to
time.
accept.
yeah,
this
like,
funny.
no, you
now.
get like, no, you're not my kid. What do you? No,
Yeah.
that's wild. But no.
We went
Busy
down
as
the water
shit.
slides together and stuff like that. You're not allowed to disown me.
So when I called you on Sunday because I didn't realize that you was doing the thing,
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand how you called me and said, "Hey, we could do an extra show," but they wasn't gonna be here that Sunday to do said extra show.
Oh, I was like, damn, I didn't know the time.
Retroactively? How would we do retroactively?
All I know is that I offered and wasn't thinking about it, but I did put it on the table.
Yeah, but when you said it, it was gonna be.
I didn't know it was on Sunday. I didn't know we was doing it. All I know is that I was trying to cover my bases. I wasn't thorough with anything that I was saying. I was just letting you know this could happen if you needed to. And you were like, no, Ash, that's okay. I'll just do whatever. I'm like,
Yeah, because
cool.
he had an extra one cash, but now we need to do another one.
Right. So he told me that it was okay. So I don't know what this bone you just magically put up. I
That's
don't know.
not what I said.
Yes, he
Well,
did.
that's
Yes,
not
he
what I
did.
said.
I don't
That's
even
not
remember
what
what he
I
said because I was like, he was like, oh, no,
I don't
that's
know.
fine.
I was sitting here
because-
looking at Tony. It's
Well,
just
blah,
like,
blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
I said, we'll just do a,
And I didn't know.
oh,
what he was
Charles,
talking about.
What I said to Ash is, oh, that's fine. We'll just do 2 on Sunday.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't hear that part.
I don't know.
All
I wasn't a
heard
part of
was,
the
I'm not gonna
conversation.
be
It
here
didn't take place in the group chat.
So what she said is basically, I told you what I needed to tell you. And
Exactly.
That was the
After
end
anything,
of me
after that, after he
listening.
said, "Oh, that's okay," I didn't hear shit else. Like, I will do blah blah blah. I'm like, all right, I'll see
Just-
you the
you'll
Sunday
tell me
after.
When you said I'm not going to be here on Sunday,
Yeah,
we can do an evergreen episode.
Yeah. all right,
That was like Thursday.
that happened. I agree with this part. And then I heard,
At what point?
it's okay. I'll just do. And then I don't remember what you
So
said
it's
after
only
that.
2 days though. That's only Friday and Saturday.
I just told you. I really wasn't concerned about which day it was. I was just open to the idea. All the other stuff in between,
But
I
no
was not
one
thinking
else-
about.
Now, no one else's availability. Any of that. Any
Oh,
other
my
part-
availability is
I just
pretty
offered.
simple nowadays. It's not random.
All I is you
Like,
can't
it's
offer
after
things
5.
when other niggas not available.
And honestly,
I
be like,
offered.
hey.
You was like, no, okay. I just remember covering my bases.
That's not a
'Cause I
covered
just,
base.
yes, it is.
You gotta-
because I
No, it's
said,
not.
you got to
okay.
coordinate.
If it's a birthday, you got to tell me at the beginning of the week. You didn't just.
I didn't. I just sprung that on you.
You
That's
didn't
my
just,
fault.
Yeah, and so that's not covering your base.
But it happened in
It
my
did.
head.
It did happen.
In
Yes.
my
Oh.
head. May not happen at the opportune time that I should have, but I just remember like, ugh. This
Yeah,
about
that's
to
what
get
that's what I was
hectic.
like. Wait, I was like, I'm so confused. You definitely said we could do an episode.
Yeah.
And
I
she
said
told me
that.
on like a Thursday night, and
I'm
so
gonna be a million percent honest with you. The
Thursday-
other part, I just was
At
like,
that point,
yeah,
I'm sitting here on Sunday. I was just sitting here on Sunday looking at Tony like, what is going on?
me too.
Yeah.
I was looking like I don't understand what's going on.
Okay. Well,
Well,
what are we talking about?
Should be talking about accountability,
mhm.
but we'll talk about actually.
Oh, y'all are supposed to be right. There's supposed to be a book or something that happens to take place about that.
A book?
Jesus Christ.
You see, you see what I do with.
I took steps back from it because I knew I didn't have
He was
time.
taking steps back from. I just remembered that.
Oh,
not
no. I
true.
mean, nobody's writing anything right now. Period.
Who raised her?
man.
Her parents?
They wouldn't be happy with this behavior.
They're not
Obviously
happy with
not.
me,
They
and
he
I'm
be out
okay
here
with
turning
that.
off the
Or you
heat.
said they're not happy with you?
They're not happy with me, and I'm okay with that.
Oh, okay.
You not respectful enough?
I don't know, man. I got a mouth. I really do. And it's not, I'm not trying to be like, it's just when I get pissed off, especially when I had enough.
I have a mouth, period.
Man.
I don't be realizing half the stuff I be saying. Like sometimes y'all repeat the stuff back to me and I'll be like, I said that?
So when I say I'm excusing myself and I'm being silent, I'm saving something. I'm not joking about that. Like if I don't argue with you, if I'm just like,
You don't want me to bring out the heater.
You don't. Like it's so bad. Like it's so bad. That's why I don't talk to my father now, because like he
No, I
can't
like
talk to me respectively. He don't know how to talk to me calmly and directly. Like when me and you, when I say have disagreements, we know how to talk to each other directly where we getting our point across. And most of the time it's no name calling.
Fuck.
Hmm?
Huh?
Anyway, so when we all do it, it's usually like respectable where we can get our points across. This nigga don't know how to talk to me, so I don't know how to talk back either.
Oh, I mean,
just
older
mean-
people just see everybody younger than them as children.
We do talk respectful to each other. I just said that'd be boring as fuck.
I'm not
Now, I
doing
don't
that.
want it to go the other way, but I'm just also
I'm not looking
acknowledging
for this to get spicy.
cool.
that it ain't, because sometimes, you know, like when you like, I'm trying to excuse myself to spare you. I just want someone to be like that so I could just press the button. Nah, don't spare me. Oh, let me open the door for you
No, I'm walking away.
and walk through it.
That's different because we got business together.
Well, not you. That's why I said somebody else who
yeah,
give
no,
me that
no,
option.
no. Yeah, no.
Because I'm not looking for that with you, but I
Yeah.
do find like
All right, Prince
I
of Petty, you need to mellow out.
it's not even being petty. It's not. I don't want to do anything petty at this point. I enjoy arguing. Like I said, I-
No, because then you're gonna talk about, oh, then the women in an argument gonna be calling me names and blah blah blah, or a nigga in an argument you're calling your feelings gonna be secretly hurt. Get the fuck out of here.
Wait, what?
No, you don't.
I do like to argue.
You like to argue until the niggas. I'm talking about arguing is different than like name calling and insulting. That's what I'm walking away from. Because at that point when I'm getting mad, that's what
You're
I want
walking
to
away
do.
from personal attacks.
Yeah.
Not arguing.
He's like, no, let's open the door for anybody. Just even
There's
if it ain't
nothing
me.
productive in that door.
Yeah, like
I didn't
What
say
is you
that
talking
it was
about?
No. Let's not misconstrue my words, guys.
Mhm.
I'm not advocating for this for people. I'm not saying this is a productive avenue that people should take.
This is Tony
What
taking a
I'm-
slide dive off of a bridge.
Admitting is I get this weird type of energy
Yeah.
when I'm angry and going at it like that.
Obstreperous.
That I enjoy. Like
That's a
that
good word.
feeling, I
Cantankerous.
really, really enjoy.
Yeah.
Like it's like this weird level of passion and aggression. And I enjoy it. So I recognize that. But generally the only way to get to that is where you get to the real hostilities. So that's what I was saying. I'm not saying that it should happen.
Mhm.
I'm just acknowledging that I do like it.
Oh no, I'm the exact opposite. I don't like it.
I
hate
just
that
recognize
shit.
that it's terrible and it is unproductive and it doesn't lead to anything of value. So I don't try to engage in it unless somebody else doesn't like give me a forewarning and they just like, not how you do it, but like, hey, I'm trying to step away. They just like walk through that door and just get to the shits. It's very.
I don't actually have that point.
Very
I just
rare
go.
for me to not get to the shits with you. It's like, oh, so this is what we're doing.
Right.
Bet.
Yeah, no,
Well,
I
let
see
me
that.
show you.
I'm not doing
It just go. It shoots right past that phase.
No,
Wait,
I'm
what?
not, man.
It's
You just get
like,
worse.
oh, yeah. It's never. It's like I have a very long fuse until you hit that point, and then I shoot right past. It's just like, oh, we gonna start yelling and calling each other names. It's just like, no. I've moved straight into spiteful, and I've hit that point where it's just like, oh, it's just white hot rage and clarity.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm completely and totally clear of mine.
And the only reason I've gotten to this point is because I was not this point where I was like, slow down. You're going to get angry and start being a biatch. It was never like that because I didn't know how to communicate for real. I didn't know how. So it was just always like, do not pass go, do not
Maybe
collect
that's my
$200. I don't know how to, like, because in my household, it was just, you just yell at each other and insult each other. And then once I realized like how destructive my rage can be, I stopped doing it.
I've grown up in a household where communication was probably pretty easy. And so I communicate very well.
Yeah.
But that leads me to expect when I'm communicating myself for you to recognize that and then to either interpret it correctly and or communicate yourself correctly if you're not. And then when that doesn't happen and you get hostile and crazy, I say, oh, I bet.
No, you have a really
because
good.
I've already communicated the correct way and you didn't reciprocate that. You responded with some nonsense. So bet this is what you respond to. Got it.
Yeah.
So here we are now.
No, you have a good thing of being like, why are you hostile? And you'll say it to me when I get in like an attitude. You'll catch me like, why are you hostile? And I catch myself like, I am. And then I stop and I hate it because like he reflecting back at it and I don't like it. I'm like,
I just be like, why
are you hostile?
How did we start here? Like,
I hate
like
that shit.
conversation started
oh.
at hostility.
Yeah.
Like, well,
so now like
why
we in
was
this
this?
phase and
Yeah.
I'm like,
No,
like, what are we
Shut
doing?
up.
I try and articulate
Yeah, I know.
myself, but the problem with most people in articulation in most households, especially African American households, ad nauseum, is articulation is not really sought after because
Exactly.
it's a giant do as I say and not as I do.
Yeah, it's a dominance fucking control whole thing. Like, you're going to see my way. That's
So,
it.
My mother was a middle child.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that she got like a lot of the short end of the stick where it was really dominant, do as I say, to the point where like if she didn't like a certain type of food that my grandmother made, my grandmother wouldn't let her leave the table until she finished eating it. So my
Yeah, I've
mother
been
would just
there.
like literally falling asleep at the table, just like, I'm not eating this, so I will just literally just sit here.
And I was too afraid to take an ass whooping. I don't know why. Like, I wish I was like that with little boys because little boys just be like, I'm just getting this ass whooping.
I'm gonna get up from the
I'm
table
gonna take
and
this
I'm
L.
leaving.
Yeah, I
I'm throwing
could
this in the
never.
trash and
Yeah,
you're gonna
we'll
whoop
get-
me.
yeah.
And then we're gonna be done with this.
No, y'all really good at that. I was so like, I hate being
It's just
hit.
like, why are you willing to take this L? And it's
Yeah.
only
Because
gonna last for
y'all
so long.
feel about it. Y'all
Yeah,
don't
no.
want to
Ugh.
like the thoughts and all that. For us, it's like I'm.
It's not
I don't want
actually
to do this.
effective.
I just boys are more like going off of like their wants and desires. I want to do this.
Yeah, no,
I don't
I'm,
want to do this.
I'm not trying.
Am
to
I
get
willing
that.
to
Hurts.
accept the repercussions for doing this?
Shit, sometimes just don't even like thinking about the repercussions. I
I
And
want
he's not
to
the
do this.
option. Yeah,
discussions.
like y'all be like, this the option. All right,
Right.
bet I'm taking the ass whooping.
It's
We're
just
gonna go
like-
about our day. I could never understand that.
Why did you eat your Brussels sprouts? You threw food away. You know what? You go get this whooping. Well, it's over now. And you know what I still
that's the
didn't do?
I've never
Eat them
heard.
Brussels sprouts.
I don't
So
know if I ever
I'm
heard
gonna
a
go up
girl
here and
through
play
that.
video games.
Yeah, I've never heard a girl going through that. Where it's like, yeah, I just rather get my ass beat. Is mostly
Nah,
the
my
boys
mother
that be
definitely
like,
wasn't about like getting
oh,
up.
guess that's it.
Also,
growing up
like
like that, she
the
was very
temporalness
open
of
with
physical
me.
pain is not really like the way people use whoopings is not actually for correctional behavior. It is a punishment. Is not an attempt at a course correction. So ultimately, it's become like transactional because I did this, I get my ass beat, and then I get to go off and do whatever I want. This whooping is
I
only
wish I had
like
that fucking light of
45 seconds to a minute of my life.
See,
as
how y'all
opposed
just
to an
rationalize
hour of
that?
being
Mine
able to
wasn't
never.
really like that. Wasn't transactional in that way. Like whoopings were generally doled out when I was choosing to be disobedient, and not on like petty shit like throwing food away or shit like that. Because since my mother grew up the way she grew up, like on
That was
the
never
eating
really an
side,
issue.
like that's why I'm so picky at the way I'm now and don't eat anything that I don't like. Because I grew up where I had a cabinet where I could go in there if she made something and I didn't want it. There was peanut butter and jelly. There was all the things that I would need as a child to make myself something to eat and be cool. And
You
like,
could opt out.
I'm not eating that. So I'm going to go into the cabinet and make myself something to eat.
And
So
it's
I
not
don't
like
want
you're
that.
getting the most extravagant thing in the world. You don't even eat the most extravagant things now.
Exactly. That's what
It's like,
that's
it's the
why it's
simple
like,
things. It's just like, what do you want? I want a rodeo burger and a value fry. That's it.
yep.
It's not about it being expensive. It's about it being what the heck I want it to be.
Yeah, exactly. I just really want what I want, and that's pretty much it. Like, I love fried rice with egg. I don't need any meat in it. I like bean sprouts and extra egg, and you can put the little green onions in it. That's fine.
Oh,
But no. So since I grew up like that, she was also very open with like communication in general. Just like, hey, you could talk back. And I grew up where my teachers were the ones who hated me. Like early on in like elementary school, where they were more like of the dominance mindset, where it's like, I said do this, so do it. And I didn't grow up in a household like
it's
that.
just like,
So I was
if my mama can't treat me like that, who the hell are you?
Exactly. So I literally asked the teacher, like, what do you mean, why? And she's like, because I said something. No. She's like, well, if your mother said that, wouldn't. No, my mother lets me ask why. And then she just looked stuck. Yeah, bitch, answer the question, because I don't understand what you want me to do or why you want me to do it. And I need explanation before I just do something. Or I'm just not going to do it and you're going to be mad.
Aren't you trying to teach us not to just follow random people's directions? That's like
No.
somebody rolling up to a
School is teaching you to work for people. It's teaching you how to spend 8 hours of a day doing menial tasks and having a supervisor and a manager tell you and judge you on your performance yearly.
Yeah, teach you how to think rather than what to think.
No, I mean, I learned problem solving things from school, but I also went to a different school than most people.
But you probably carry that same way we deduct logic and reasoning in everything that you do.
True. It was pretty much
like the way you read a book is probably the same way somebody taught you how to read the book from your third grade teacher or whatever. That's the problem. We don't know how to think outside the realm of what we've been taught. So it's not really like what, but Riley can get to the same point of learning how to multiply 8 times 5 in a different way than rather what they teach in school.
I mean, math is math.
Yeah, but I guess in school, what they're focused on is preparing you for the workforce.
Yeah, to a degree. It's to establish a baseline for everyone to be able to say, once you have this sheet of paper, you at the very least know this, which is not
not know anything. You don't know shit.
I know things.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
No,
I had to do mathematical proofs in high school. I know why math functions the way it does.
That's not knowing anything.
What else? What else am I supposed to know? I know
How about how you do your taxes? Something that you're going to actually continuously do.
Personal finance. Learn that too.
As an elective?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Haha. So now it's something that the school is choosing to teach their students. Something that you chose to go and seek yourself.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So like I said, the schools don't prepare you. They are places where there are better schools that have these resources that you can choose to take, but not once do any of them make it a mainstay of, hey, this is what the crux of life really is. How to write a contract, what a contract actually means, how to sign for loans, things that you're actually going to do right when you turn 18 and go to fucking college.
This is the reason kind of why we should change the way the tax code works. But
or fucking, well, like I said, there's contracts, there's all kinds of things.
I mean, I understood contracts and things like that before I left high school. But as I've said, I'm weird.
But they didn't teach you that. You grew up with a dad who's a business owner and who probably had to create contracts and things like that. So yeah, you grew up
also contracts are kind of self-explanatory for the most part.
Not really.
As far as I can grasp them. This is the reason why I was going to attach that degree of relativity. I look at something. What is a contract? It is basically a signed paper that legally says that these are the conditions that we are pretty much fulfilling transactionally. Both ends are expected to uphold their end of the given bargain, whether or not be payment or some type of barter or there's some type of transaction that's going on here that needs to be explicitly documented because we need the fulfillment conditions for both sides. I do this, I get this. I would think that would be self-explanatory, but I'm weird. Also, I was taught not to sign anything unless you understand what you're signing.
Everybody says that, and then they hit accept on the terms and agreements
on your
without
phone.
reading it completely. So they don't understand what the fuck they're signing. But yet people say a lot of things that they don't follow in practice.
Terms of
and
use.
General practice is what you're going to follow along with. When you see your parents just clicking accept your shit, you're probably more than likely to be like, oh, well, they said understand what you're reading, but this terms and agreements probably is pretty cool. I never hear them be like, hey, don't sign this one. This terms and agreement was fucked up.
I've read a decent amount of terms and agreements for different things before, and for different things, I generally understand what those things are. Like, I'm a weirdo. I read the manga. I went back and read the manga plus some terms and agreements, and it literally tells you, yeah, you renting this stuff.
Well, yeah, I'm sure that it does.
But that's how
terms and agreements are like something nefarious. I'm just saying that most people just clicked accept.
Yeah, I mean, in general, because it's generally paragraphs and paragraphs of stuff that most people don't have the ability to decipher a lot of the times anyway.
But if your school has prepared you for shit like this,
I mean, terms and agreements are written by lawyers.
Well, no, just contracts, like signing up for a loan and what that actually means for your finances in the foreseeable future once you get out of school.
A lot of, I mean, I had loan counseling in Shaker, so that means, but weird. I keep saying these things. These are all things I was prepared to deal with.
I don't even know if this is like effective argument because this nigga just don't put his realm in the realm of anything that he's done.
No, it's just like I can't.
You just can't draw it out. It's just not gonna happen.
Reference other people because I don't know what other people chose to do or what happens elsewhere.
But it's so weird because it's like.
You just don't see other people.
like it's
well, no, I haven't been to other households. I haven't.
Like,
I haven't
just choosing not to hear like
other people,
or
see
like
other people.
You know other people who have been to other high schools.
Yeah, I do, but they don't actually talk. The only weird thing I actually I didn't know people's curriculums were different from Shaker's until somebody told me they didn't take biology.
But I guess
I think that's
think
insane.
Like, your experience is law be weird.
Everybody, your experience is like the most normal and common one.
For high school, I thought high school for the most part was unilateral because of most most requirements in Ohio are ubiquitous. Like you have to have certain credits. I didn't realize certain high schools were more choosy about which credits they took. I didn't realize biology was an upper level science inside of most places instead of it being like
which is cool,
grade.
Which is cool, right? But once you start seeing like, oh, the world is not how it's like you never escape like how a child never escapes from that part where everything is like this, like how I used to think apartments was for like not just I didn't know families lived in apartments until I start seeing like, oh, families live in apartments. Like this is not just my experience. It's not it's like you never escape that. That part of yourself is still very childlike, or it's like
maybe a little bit, but it's just like until I am hit with I'm actually forced to look at that and be like, wait, everybody did not have these things. Trust me, there's a lot of that when I'm actually talking with other people. It's just like, blah, 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 blah. Y'all didn't have free periods where y'all could just like escapade off and go places?
It's like that abstract, like that expansive thought. It just don't occur to them. It just don't hit. Like
when I tell people about my father's senior year, they think that's weird.
That's the problem. That's the problem. It's not that he don't recognize that other people have different experience.
He don't want to.
He do. The issue is what he says at the end of that is, "Oh, that's weird." No, nigga, that's normal. Your experience is weird.
But if every single experience is different, that means at that point
they're not. Every experience is varied, different entails like a completely tangential removal from what you did to what somebody else did. Y'all both went to high school. Y'all varied things happened while you were in high school.
True.
But yours was the weird variant.
I mean, my sister went to school on quarters and I went to school on semesters. We had inherently different lives. And then she went to the military at 17.
But you don't interpret hers as a more normal.
My sister graduated from school at 17. That's weird. It's just like
I said. So you should recognize that. Hey, maybe my household is weird.
Oh man,
this nigga.
I don't know.
No, we the standard.
I don't know.
We the standard.
You could just hear it in him. It just
y'all.
It's just like
y'all are the anomaly. That is what it is. That's what
it's just like. I'll leave and go to like I don't know. Let's say, APs is just like his mother pretty much has all the degrees and all the things and all the stuff that my mother has.
All right, that's cool. But what about Stan?
That was.
What about Mike Brown? What about Jones?
I've never
what about
actually.
Harris?
I've never actually invested actually existed within those people's lives inside of that type of way. They haven't really instilled any of their other side of their private things. Also, those people went to the same damn school as I did.
All right, so 2 of those people had single parent households.
1 and 2. I think I know which 2 you're talking about. Kind of 3.
Jones and B.
Send it to. You don't
Kinda.
live with your mom.
Okay, well, yeah.
It's,
Yeah, so yeah, like I'm saying.
but
so,
even though I've met Stan's dad and all that other stuff, he actually lives not that far away from here.
But yeah, so it's like they all grew up with very different like living experiences than you.
I haven't had a 2-parent household my entire life. It's not like it's been peaches and roses or anything like that.
I had a question.
What's up?
If we take from 0 to 18, is it more than 50%?
That's just not fair.
How is that not fair? That's the childhood. The fuck is he talking about?
Like,
Because I
know
could
the
probably
struggle.
put it firmly
He
at
said
about
from 0 to 3, they was just boyfriend and
65 is
girlfriend.
30. No, it's just straight up not in the house. But it's like
okay.
I've always been in contact with my father.
Oh, okay.
But I could say my mother has dealt with some stuff, and she had a tendency to be a skosh more explosive and destructive than one should really be inside of a relationship. So there was some police called, so on and so forth. It's not like I've had like the most stable life.
So I'm gonna give it 5.
What?
5 years.
5 years
5
that you didn't have the 2-parent household. It's less than that.
I couldn't say from like 1 to 4 because it's not like I have a particularly good recollection of that. So if I give it of the time that I was 14,
Nigga, you don't
half
know what the
time I
struggle
was in
is.
elementary school.
Do we know what the struggle
I
is?
would
Tony?
actually, yeah. If I give it like that, it would ultimately be roughly about 70% of the years that I'm actually capable of remembering.
How long your daddy been here, Tony?
0.
It's okay, Charles. It's all right.
I just don't understand you.
What do you mean? I'm a weirdo.
Yeah,
I
clearly.
fully accept that.
Clearly.
That's crazy.
It's just like
But this
I
is-
just kind of treat my
That's a
upbringing
fat-ass fly.
as kind of an
Yes, it
isolated
does.
bubble.
That was a fat
it's
one.
just
Just like,
like-
slow. You can kill it.
Yo, every single time I look at this, what the information that I have is not guaranteed for everyone else to have. So I'm going to walk around and be like, okay, whenever someone hits me with something like, well, I didn't get that inside my childhood. Okay. So I'm not going to sit here and explain this to you because you probably don't actually want it explained to you, or else you would ask me a question of like, how does blah, blah, blah work? Because that's also a thing that I had to break myself out of, is explaining things to people that they actually have no actual want to actually know.
You know what's crazy?
What?
This is none of what I wanted to talk about.
Oh, this is not the first show that's been sidetracked because of Charles's idiosyncrasies.
Well, this is a lighter episode like you wanted.
What? Oh, just random and funny?
Yeah, that's what you said. You said, I want lighter episodes. He had an idea, but he didn't bring it up to you.
Oh, okay.
And I don't remember it because I don't know what was going on when he was talking.
You
I was
know the
tired.
answer to that question.
I was really tired. No, that was the day that we were both tired.
Yeah, we both came here and you were not here, and because it was Sunday and you were dealing with kiddos' birthday stuff. And I'm sitting here looking at Tony, and it's just like, because like, and we were talking, and it's just like, man, you know what I want to do? I want to bring up, have you actually went on Reddit and went to Are You the Asshole?
Yeah, my asshole, AITA.
Yeah.
I see it on Instagram sometimes.
It's just like, I wanted to get some opinions on those. But
I
from
like
the
those.
podcast.
Yeah, you should bring that up next week. You could just find some that are really particular.
Yep.
I'm down with that topic. And
All right.
Nikki.
So the only other thing I want to talk about, I guess, because I don't really care about the Skittles. Is
Skittles.
something that
Marshawn Lynch not killing himself.
do I care more about powerlessness or this accountability towards friends? I guess accountability towards friends is more pertinent toward my real life, so I guess we'll talk about that. So, how do you feel about like personal accountability towards friends that are making bad decisions?
Ooh, yeah. Well,
And like bad decisions that are like life altering potentially and threatening.
oh, like what are we talking? Like marrying the wrong girl,
No.
Fucking up your-
worse than that.
Death,
fucking up your
going to
whole life,
No.
jail,
like
killing somebody else.
Okay.
Those three are on the table.
Oh, well, it's explicit. I'm gonna say something whether or not you really want me to or not.
Okay.
Like, cause at the end of the day, somebody has to say something. And regardless of whether or not, like, you can look at me and you can say, you can call me all out my name and so on and so forth. But you have to, at some point, you have to look at yourself. And at this point, you're saying, when someone poses that question to you and you're like, I am fully ready to actually accept all the repercussions that possibly could come from this. That was Tony Bug Hunter.
No one heard anything. You just
Yes, they
keep talking.
did.
We heard all of that. I
That's
speak
not
for
even
the
on-
future.
It's not there.
Look at that big ass line. You see that one line right
that's-
there?
that's not-
It's
that's
big as
nothing.
fuck.
That's nothing. If y'all would have just kept
It's
talking
big
like I was
as
supposed
shit.
to.
No, who was not supposed to hear all of that?
Who said anything about not talking though?
But you have every obligation to, like, and then when you say something and if the person explodes or whatever, even in that situation, I'm not going to particularly say anything about you doing it. But if you get or something happens, you have to be willing to take personal accountability for whatever comes from that. Because I do not want you sitting there and being like, damn, nobody said anything to me. Or nobody tried to check me, or nobody tried to look out for me. As of this point, you heard the counter argument, you made your choice, and now you just gotta live in the bed that you decided to make for yourself.
Okay, so you say you have to say something.
Yes.
What do you think, Ash?
Do you have to say something? No. If they come to you and be like, yeah, I'm about to do this, then clearly they want your feedback, but they're just going to do it anyway. And you had no recollection. Then, yeah, well. But as a friend, do I feel like I should stop you from doing things that I just don't agree with? Yeah, I'll probably say something depending on how close we are. If you're just an associate, we don't really be hanging out that much. Or
I mean, why is your associate coming to you about talking
exactly,
about murdering
like, I
people?
don't know what the fuck going on here. But
That's not an associate that you should keep.
exactly. So that's why I'm just like, that's interesting. But if it's like a real close friend if they present it to you, that means that they know inherently, whether consciously or subconsciously, that's
But
something
say
they're
that
about to
they
do is not
didn't
smart.
Present it to you.
Mm-hmm.
So why we out here talking?
Right, how are you supposed to know?
How will one know? Like, you just pick
You've
it up.
never
on
seen someone fucking up? Oh, the fact that I said death, jail, or murder, or I guess not murder, but killing somebody are all potential outcomes. Doesn't mean those are the intent. Let's say that. But
Okay,
your
you're going
actions
into a
could
situ-
directly lead to those three outcomes.
is like what you're doing is very likely to end inside of these three places,
Mhm.
and you're not even conscientious of those three things being a viable outcome for you or another person.
I'm pretty sure the conscious of those being potentials. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the outcomes are known. It's not a mystery.
Yeah, if you consider him your friend, if you're giving yourself that title, or if it's just one of those unsaid things, I would take a crack at it.
All right.
I'm gonna say something.
I would at least try if it's that bad.
Somebody out here fucking up.
Yeah, because if they had a drinking problem, it's getting out of hand, I'll probably say something. But I'm at that point in my life where even you saying something, I guess you have to kind of let go of the outcome. Because you can say all the things in the world and be speaking the hottest of advice. It don't mean they're going to do it.
It doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be receptive to it.
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
Yeah, so saying it But if I guess that'd be the determining factor for saying it, because we just deal with hard-headed people. Like, I wish I could tell so many people so many things, but in my mind, I know they probably not gonna be open to it and gonna do what the fuck they want to do anyway.
I mean, I'm gonna try and bring it to them with the best spoonful of sugar opportunity, like angle I can, but sometimes they still don't want to take the medicine.
Yeah, that's true. I guess the best I could do is just ask if somebody okay. Maybe they just need to talk about something that has been bothering them. That's the best I can give to some people sometimes. Are you okay? You look a little down. Behavior's gone a little weird. What's going on? Talk to me. That's how I'm gonna open it up. But I don't think I'd get into the whole like chick bag of, hey nigga, you need to do better. Like, I would just like start a conversation of like, did something change? Is everything okay? Because clearly something might be bothering you. Maybe you're trying to go down that route. Maybe you just really need somebody to talk to. And then we can get into the dialogue of giving advice. But I don't know. I think Riley kind of taught me about like just
getting a horse to water.
Just like she would tell me I would have these dreams for so many years. And Riley would be upset with me in these dreams. And I didn't understand why she was so mad. And it wouldn't happen a lot, but like she'd be bothered by something and be completely standoffish to me. And until recently, she was like, every time I'm upset about something, I don't think you take me seriously. I'm like, what do you mean? What?
Like a child.
What do you?
It's hard to take your anger seriously.
I know it is hard, but then I realized how it's affecting her. She was like, I feel like, no, that's what she said. I feel like you don't think I'm good enough, because every time she would have like, she'd be sad about something, I would of course like, oh, you just get over it by doing this and then this and then this. Like, I'm trying to solve a problem when feelings don't really need to be a problem to be solved. And now like I get into the habit of like, do you want advice or you just wanted to cry it out? That's how I learned that the hard way.
Are you here to vent or you're here for a solution?
Right. But I had to learn that the hard way, because I realized that's how I talk to myself. I'm not good in the realm of emotions. I'm not saying I'm not an emotional person, but I'm just saying like me expressing them and like accepting them for what they are. I'm not good at that. I'm really not. Like, it took me a minute to realize like how I was talking to myself, and that took a while. So like, that's what made me go like with other friends, like, why don't you ask them what's going on, and then just kind of being there for them, and then seeing if they need any more advice.
I mean, the vent solution thing is how I deal with a lot of women. I didn't deal with my male friends with like that until like on more of the recent side, because like a lot of the male friends I was around at that point didn't come to me to vent, and then it changed, and then like when it came to relationship or whatever other bullshit, now I'm a person that people vent to.
Right.
And in high school, I kind of wanted to be that person, and now that I've become that person, it's just kind of like, it's not necessarily annoying, but I don't know why I ever aspire to be said person. It's just like, yeah, I just want that degree of trust.
Because in high school, you nosy and you just want to be in other people's business.
Possibly.
It's like you ain't really got a life. Like, you go to school and like there's some TV shows that you like, but other than that, there's not a whole lot going on.
I'm not really it's like I'm barely a person.
Yeah, so it's like I might as well know what you got going on. What's happening in your life?
And my life is boring.
Exactly. So like, I want to know whatever else is happening in other people's lives.
I'm over here being gaslit over $5.
Yeah, so it's just, that makes sense. But all right, that's all else I had.
Okay. Well,
we could have talked about powerlessness, but we can do that another time.
Honestly, I don't really have that much to talk about like that with right now. I mean, I'm not gonna start the whole conversation. So
you don't feel like there's things that you're powerless to control?
There's less as I've gotten older. I felt more powerless when I was younger as opposed to as of now. And I've kind of grown to allow the things that like I can't affect to affect me less.
But that doesn't mean that you're not powerless over them.
True, but I've grown, like, I just don't care about those things as much.
Well, I'm not saying that it has to affect you.
Yeah, everyone has
the conversation is about how do you reconcile and deal with it. So for you, it's
a meteor could drop on my head right now.
Well, let's move it to something more real. family situations.
There's not too much I can't exert some level of control in my family.
Their relationships with other people. You generally don't have too much control over that.
Their relationships with other people.
Mm-hmm.
I can remove myself from caring about that relationship, and they could allow them to deal with those repercussions by themselves.
So for you, it's removal.
Yeah. If I don't want to do, like, if you're not if you really want to interact with this person, and I don't necessarily want to deal with I know what the overall end result of interacting with that person is going to be, then I'll remove myself from the situation and then allow you to deal with those repercussions all on your own, because you're the person who wanted to deal with it.
So you opt towards uncaring.
I've literally exercised an entire branch of a family. Yeah.
I mean, true, but
like, there's very few people, you have to build up a legitimate amount of like goodwill or enough for me to care about them, to the point where I would do something like I did with my sister, where I took a week and a half out of my own life to go down there and deal with a dude that I don't fucking like, because my sister just got out of surgery to drive her.
Well,
across.
so in that situation where you're powerless, you'll choose to still deal with it.
Oh, I wasn't necessarily powerless.
You are. You can't remove him.
I was not driving inside the same car as him, so I was good for the most part.
But what I mean is you can't remove him from the situation. So what you do...
I could remove him. It's just the overall end effect of things would not be what I desire, and I would probably end up in jail.
Okay, so
it's just
you
like,
can't remove him in any
I'm not
tenable way.
I'm not willing to deal with the possible repercussions of
Exactly. So that's what I mean. So you can't remove him in any tenable way. So you accept that powerlessness by avoidance of
just not dealing with
close situations.
Not interacting with her while she's interacting with him.
Okay. What about you, Ash?
If I'm powerless, I start getting hella restless. I can feel it through my entire body, and it feels like someone set my insides on fire. And then I start doing shit that I know I'm not supposed to do, until I sit down and cry about it and realize I don't have any power over this situation, so I need to let it go. Because a lot of times you just be afraid, like being broke, like spending all your money. And I think last week I was really like annoyed. Like I was like, yo, I don't like this. Like I just don't know how to rest. I can't do this. And then I cried about it. Then I said, what can I do in the meantime? If like money not coming in right now, or it's slow to come in, then that means there's something else I need to pay attention to. Like, how much money did I make last month? Because I have no fucking clue. You know, what's coming in this month that we need to vote. Like, just getting things together, cleaning up, decluttering. That's how I deal with powerlessness. I freak out if I'm powerless, because then I could just feel it. Like, then I sit down and figure out, why am I feeling powerless? And then I start focusing on things that I do have power and control over. And I focus on those. Because usually, in my case, when I feel like I'm powerless over something, I'm probably only focused on one thing, instead of shifting my focus to the many possibilities that there is that would make me feel empowered. So if you're feeling powerless, it's because you're focusing on the wrong fucking things. Switch your mind state to something else. So that's what I usually do. And I freak out just like the other Joe when I start feeling like I'm not in control and I'm feeling out of control. Because there's one thing Ash don't like, is not having money. I don't like it. Or extra money, like spending money, I should say. I don't like it. And that makes me feel powerless, but I could control the outcome. Like, definitely could save more, blah, 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 but I didn't. So now I feel out of control. Now I gotta focus on the things that make me feel in control after I finish freaking out.
Like, I just started my audit of my what my incoming and outgoings are and what I really should be spending my money on.
Yeah.
And now I trim stuff up a bit, and I have less outgoing and more, and there's just some reoccurring bills that I know I'm going to pay off.
Yeah, see. It takes me a minute to get to that point. Other than that, I'm freaking out. And I'll go cry about it in my room. And I'll write it down. And then once I'm out of that funk and I've let that feeling of restlessness and resentment be. Then I can get back. Yeah, I could just be a pouty little bitch in the corner. And then once that's done and over with, once resentment leaves, then we can get into, well, what can I do? What can I do to combat this slow period until we get the ball rolling again? Because that'll happen to your ass. If y'all not ready for that one, don't get in business. Because that shit feel like a personal attack. Like, anybody gonna buy for me?
I mean, I've seen it happen in a plethora of places. Like with my father, you already know what the slow seasons are. Spring, fall. When you're transitioning from not like it's warming up, but it's not hot enough to actually need air conditioning, or it's cooling down and it's not quite cold enough to need heat.
That happened, but it just be random spurts of moments when your store just don't perform well. Like even with content creators, so they say like my engagement is low and blah blah blah. Like there's some predictable moments, but like in the realm of content creation, what gauge do we have? Like in retail sales, we all know like the summer months not gonna be your strongest because people not really necessarily spending inside the stores, right? So that's predictable. But what's not predictable is the random months where you just don't make as much or you don't make it at all. Or sometimes you have skittish months even in your fast season. Those things it's wildly unpredictable. And in those moments, I feel powerless because it's like, no matter what I do, it always feel personal. I don't know why. It's not like some stranger had like
because
flyers
it's your
specifically.
livelihood, and your livelihood is
like don't shop here or whatever. Like that's just what I do. So I throw a tantrum and then I shift my focus.
Okie dokie artichoke.
Okay. I guess I should answer.
What do? I avoid. I try and control as much as I can. Yeah. Like in terms of like finances and things like that, I try to control as much as I can. And what I can't control, I just like let it be and look for new opportunities. But when it comes to like people and things like that, I guess I opt with avoidance. And I just don't deal with the situation, regardless of how close they are to me. Because I don't have like a limiter and like a gauge. Like I couldn't do what Charles did.
That's part of the family. Just fucked up stuff.
No.
What? Oh, just go down there and deal with one part and then not deal with the other?
Yeah, the way that I operate is I'd probably have to like fully commit to doing something that I know is illogical, and then recognize that regardless of me being able to remove this specific person from the situation, you're really the problem. Sister, brother, cousin, mother.
I had a whole conversation
your
with
mentality isn't changed, and that's going to continue to lead to inherent situations that I'm not accepting of. So now I have to decide, do I not care and remove you from my purview? I found it to be yes.
My overall, I'm not saying it's what I feel indebted to my sister, but the amount of overall stuff that my sister has done for me throughout the entirety of my life, I feel as though like she's one of the more
fuck it. I can say what's going on in this situation because I'm sure they don't listen. What if your sister was getting her ass beat?
Untenable.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now play it through. Are you going down there to Texas, knowing that this is the nigga that be black in her eyes?
I am removing her from that situation. And
how?
For me, it's a lot easier. I will have his command structure involved.
Let's say that
it's just like
she chooses another person that's a civilian that does the same thing.
Yeah. Then at that point, he just gonna probably disappear. You can keep choosing these people, and they just gonna keep disappearing.
You gonna go to jail, and so now
I know how to not go to jail for something like that.
Okay,
they will never find the body.
Okay,
it's just
so you just gonna be out here always every time it happens. But she gonna get.
So
what you're deciding to choose is denial.
Yes, denial.
Okay. So that's how you would handle powerlessness in that situation, denial.
Oh, it's like I'm going to excise power. It's just wherever I can. They're gonna find this. It's either that or they're gonna find him hanging upside down like Batman got to him or something. Like some dude just ran up, mollywop me and hooked me upside down by the cable.
Like in the Dark Knight when they threw that nigga off the noose to the mayor's window. Douche. Okay.
No, you gonna deal with Ben Affleck, alcoholic Batman. What you got? I got a 50 cal and very little patience.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So you choose denial. That's fine. I definitely choose avoidance of the situation in all regards.
Like it takes a lot. Well, it doesn't. Well, it doesn't take a lot, honestly. I mean, to deal with me excising part of my family was pretty easy. I hate them niggas.
Oh yeah, I can just not speak to people. That's fine. It's just more of the situations where it's powerlessness, where it's like, oh,
I
no,
would like to enact
really
some
like
degree
to do something,
of.
but realistically, he's a problem, but your mentality is the issue, and that I can't fix. So yeah, but all right.
Well, like, comment, subscribe. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Oh yeah,
Hit us up. We love you. Bye-bye.
forever.